association. Yeah, see, that's the association. Joe.
All right, guys. All right, welcome back to YMA Nation Podcast, episode number 21.
21.
What do you remember about 21?
21.
You was legal then. Everyone think, oh, I'm 21, I'm legal now, right?
Yeah, 21.
21, guys. If you are on, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Do it now, please, right? Because we're trying to build up these numbers.
Yeah, do it.
It's your show today. You excited?
I am.
Real Estate Wednesday. Real Estate Wednesday. All right, but before we get started, we need to do the drawing. The drawing. It is the holidays.
Yes.
It is the holidays. Are you ready for Christmas?
Yes.
You sure?
Yeah, I already ordered all my stuff, and it's wrapped, and it's
everything,
under the tree.
Yeah, I mean, it's a couple of days from now, right? So everything, it's done.
It's done.
It's done. You know what I got you?
What?
Close your eyes. No, you don't cheat. Close your eyes. See, that's why I didn't grab it.
They're closed.
What do you see while your eyes are closed?
Oh, my God.
That's exactly what you got there. You know you got a ton of stuff. Christmas, guy, we love it, right?
He be hiding my stuff. See, I wrap his stuff and put it under the tree. He knows, like, all his stuff.
No, I know the sizes of things. I don't know what they are. Let's get on this drawing. This is our drawing that we do every week throughout the holidays. Each episode, from the previous last Wednesday, all of these names are from people that put in a keyword.
Keyword. All you gotta do is the keyword, man.
She did it. Tabitha Grindstaff. Congratulations, Tabitha Grindstaff. You just won the keyword.
All right.
$25.
Oh, he gonna give me my job today.
Yes.
Y'all ready?
Let's go to the next person. The next winner is Joanne Lester.
All right.
Joanne Lester.
We getting some new people in the mix.
Yeah,
I like it.
New people.
I
yeah.
like it.
That means that like people are subscribing, they're watching the video,
listening for the keyword. Great job, guys.
Listening for the keyword. Congratulations. Show Rebecca will give you guys a keyword
somewhere.
You
gotta watch.
It's a mystery, but she's going to give you a keyword, and all you have to do is look down in the description, and there's a link, and you click the link. It will take you to the website, and all you have to do is enter the keyword and your name and your info, like how can we contact you, and we'll tell you, hey, congratulations.
I'm gonna steal it. Easy peasy.
It's easy peasy. She stole my word. She stole my term.
I stole it.
She stole it.
It's okay.
Real Estate Wednesday.
Real Estate Wednesday. So, got some interesting things to talk about today. Are you ready?
Hold on.
What?
Let's go.
He's just making all the sounds now.
I want to make all the sounds.
So, we said it's the holiday season, right?
Mm-hmm. Holiday season.
So,
Uh-huh.
I can't, y'all.
Holiday season.
I'm just trying.
But I'm excited.
So,
let's go.
We're going to talk about trends going into 2021.
Ooh, trends going into 2021.
Right, in the housing market. So if you're looking to buy, sell, what are the top trends going into the year?
Oh, this is going to be good.
It is. It's going to be great. It's going to be great information. What's crazy, when I was researching and getting my information together,
Okay.
a lot of this we have talked about in previous shows. I just have some backup now.
You got the backup?
Some backup now.
You brought your team with you?
Yeah.
That's on the paper.
Yeah. So we're going to talk about, there's 5 top trends that are going into 2021.
Okay.
Now, this may not be true for every area. I say that all the time, but in general.
Okay.
So, number 1, slim pickings for buyers.
Slim pickings.
For buyers.
That means it's not much out there?
There ain't much out there.
Uh-oh.
So, what you gonna do?
Hey, I'm
right?
an investor, so you saying it's going to be tight for me also?
Yes.
Uh-oh. I don't like to hear this.
We're gonna get into more.
Okay.
So what that means for the buyer is there's not a lot to choose from in the market. There's not a lot out there. We've talked about this, especially we're in the upstate of South Carolina. We talk about the high demand and how in certain price points, there's not a lot on the market as is. Guess what, guys? Going into 2021, same problem.
Same problem.
Yeah. So what can you do as a buyer to combat that issue, right?
Become a builder.
Solution.
Become a builder.
Problem, solution, right?
Yes.
Not become a builder. You're a buyer.
Build some more. Okay. Go ahead.
What do you do?
What do I do?
You're trying to buy.
Yes.
What do? Sacrifice some of your wants. So if you know that, I want hardwoods upstairs and downstairs. Well, can you deal with hardwoods just in the first floor and carpet in the second floor? Okay. I'm just throwing out a scenario. Right. What are your deal breakers? We talked about that before.
Last episode.
What are you willing to sacrifice to get into your home?
Are you trying to start or grow your business? Well, welcome to YMA Financial, where we have created the ultimate platform for entrepreneurs and business owners. We specialize in small business startups. Our accredited business consultants will help turn your dream to a reality. We'll help obtain your business documentation, help you establish and build business credit, and whether you're working from home or storefront, we'll help fully launch your business. Check out our website at www.ymafinancial.com or give us a call at 888-531-6611.
Right? Because every home, you're not going to get 100% of what you want unless you custom build your house and have everything decked out the way you want it. But how many people can truly afford to do that? We're going to get into that as well. Expand your search. So you can't say, well, I want to be in this price point in this particular area if it's unrealistic.
Right.
So you may have to go outside of that area to get what you're looking for. And then maybe you're able to get a little bit more of your wants just by expanding the area that you're looking in. So if in the upstate of South Carolina, if I say I want to be in Simpsonville, which is a high demand area, it's also expensive to live there, right? Your average house is about $250,000 to $300,000 house, right? Well, if I go, I may not get what I want in a $200,000 house there, but let's say I expand my search another 20 miles or 30 miles outside of that area, I may get a little bit more of what I want and may even get it at a cheaper price point.
So if I was thinking of Simpsonville, South Carolina, and I thought of maybe Fountain Inn, would that be a
Woodruff? Possibly Piedmont.
So if I did expand
Pelzer.
my search out and I did find a house like in Pelzer,
Right.
that same 2,000 square foot house that costs $250,000 could possibly cost
$200,000.
$200,000 in Pelzer.
Right. So that's $50,000 for the same exact house.
Just the area.
By
is different.
area, by
Right.
location. So,
But you're paying for that to be in Simpsonville.
right, you're paying for it, but at the same time, are you willing to sacrifice location to get what you want?
Right.
You know, you have to look at your deal breakers, you know. And get a pre-approval ASAP. What that means is before you go shopping the market in a slim picking market where you're going to be in multiple offer situations most of the time, which if you have a licensed agent to help you through that process, they'll be able to tell you, hey, you know, this price point that you're in is going to be tough. So we have to get you pre-approved so that we can have a stronger offer than someone who may not have a pre-approval.
Right.
And that pre-approval is going to tell you how much house you can buy. So you're not just out looking at houses that you may not even can afford. So you want to get your pre-approval, and you want to have a licensed agent to help you through that process.
And you're going to need that pre-approval anyway, right? Before you even...
Most of the time before you even submit an offer. I mean, you can submit an offer without a pre-approval, but it's not going to be as strong as someone who does have a pre-approval.
Right.
So you have to do those things. Number 2, home prices are still rising.
I know that. Yeah.
So
Love
what
that.
are you seeing?
I love that
because
appreciation.
I know that you look at that some. So
I look at the area, even where our current house is at. I look at least like every week. I say, okay, I know Zillow is not the most accurate.
right?
Not the most accurate, but it does give you an idea. And if you could go on there and see that it's trending up,
Mm-hmm.
and it's constantly like every week, it's I don't care if it move up $500, that's an appreciation.
Right.
It's trending up. So if an appraiser came out, they're probably going to say the exact same thing, that this house is
trending up.
right.
So what we see in our market right now in the upstate of South Carolina is typically just about any area that you're pulling from right now, you're going to see that little green arrow that's going up. And saying, hey, it's appreciating by this much percentage rate in this amount of time. Houses, the values are going to continue to go up. What is causing that? Well, go ahead.
Can I jump in?
Yeah.
Because I was just talking about this. Even in our area, they are building more stores. They just built a new bank. So,
Right.
you know, like when you start adding these new things like a bank,
Restaurants,
more
manufacturing
houses. Yeah, like those type of
Yes.
things, it's going to drive up the cost, right?
Exactly. Not only that, but you have to think of right now in this COVID era that we're in, the cost of supplies are continuously going up, which causes the price of new homes to go up, because now that builder that was charging $200,000 for a home is now going to charge $225,000 because the price of lumber has tripled. Right?
Wow.
So they still have to, you talked about it in Wealth Building Monday. They have a business plan. Guess what their business plan includes? Their finances. Their finances tell them it's going to cost me X amount of dollars to build this floor plan in this area, because, of course, your land values are different in different areas. So my cost of land is going to be this.
Right.
My cost of my cost of supplies is going to be this to build the house. You know, the cost of appliances are going up. There's an appliance shortage. You have homes waiting on refrigerators and stoves because the manufacturing stopped. So they're having to wait on product.
Right. And it's interesting that you said that too, because as a business owner, if the cost of materials are going up, what do? Eat that cost, or do I pass that cost on?
You pass it on.
You pass
every
that cost
time.
on, right.
Every business is going to pass that cost along.
Right.
A builder is going to do the same thing. They're in a business. They own a business. Their business is to build you a house. Whatever cost that they have to entail to do that, they're going to pass that on to you.
Right. And then on the end, then that's going to cause your cost, the end product cost to be higher.
Right. But what that does is it also impacts the houses in the area.
Which I love that. I
Because
love it.
now the houses in that area, as those new build prices are continuing to rise, is of course going to cause the resale homes to rise as well.
That's right.
So what that means is if you don't get in now, you could be priced out of an area that you want to live in, which we've talked about before. I'm bringing this all back because this came from one of Dave Ramsey's websites.
Oh, wow.
So this information is coming from someone who has expertise in finances and business, and he has basically in his blog reiterated everything I've been telling you guys for the last few weeks.
That makes you an expert too.
It makes me an expert too.
Let's give her a round of applause.
But
we already knew you were the expert though.
right. But, you have to understand what's going on in your area, especially if you're looking at purchasing the largest purchase that you're probably going to make
Ever
in your life. It's not a small, like, I'm going to go get a $2,000 loan and pay it back in a year.
Or a car.
Or a car. This is a very large purchase. You have to understand what you're doing.
Right.
Right? And you need an expert to help you understand what you're doing. So, what can you do to offset this? This was interesting.
Okay.
You're going to like this.
Okay.
Because you like numbers.
Yes, I love numbers.
Limit house payment to no more than 25% of your income.
Okay.
Save 10 to 20% for a down payment. And choose a 15-year fixed rate mortgage.
A 15-year fixed rate mortgage.
Because you save and how much interest you spend over the life of the loan.
Explain that. But before you explain that, go back again.
I'm not going to go that far because I want to hit all the topics.
You want to hit all the topics?
Yeah. But this is interesting.
It's for a future episode.
Yeah, future episode. This is what's interesting because we've talked about debt to income ratio.
A lot.
And how that impacts how much house that you can buy. And even a financial guru is telling you, you don't want your mortgage to be more than 25% of your take-home income.
So what that means is if I make $4,000 per month, that means that it should be $1,000. That's my mortgage payment.
That's your mortgage payment.
Right, that's what that is saying?
That's including your taxes, your insurance, your HOA fees, your PMI. If you don't put down 20% on your home, that's including all of that.
So
basically, your mortgage would be around $700.
Right, $750.
Yeah,
approximately.
Because with your PMI is going to range around $125. Your insurance and your taxes, that's going to be another $150 or so, depending on the area you're in.
Right.
And then if you have any HOA dues if you're like in a community that has HOA.
Good deal.
So, interesting, right?
It is.
And how many people have 10 or 20% for a down payment saved up?
Well, if I'm buying a house that's $200,000, 10% of that is $20,000. A lot of people don't have $1,000 saved up. So $20,000. Most people though, like they try to pull it from like their 401k. Is that doable?
That is. So most of the time you can pull from your 401k if you want to use that for a down payment or for a home purchase. That's a really good resource to use.
Check into the penalties.
Yeah. I mean, just make sure it's a smart decision for you. But what you also want to look at is, and I said this, I think, on one of the first couple of episodes, if you don't have a savings, you can't buy a house with no money.
I started off checking it every other week, just like most people do. Then it got out of control. I couldn't help myself. I started checking it day after day after day. I didn't realize that I was becoming addicted until my wife said something.
What did she say?
She said, "It's just a credit score, relax."
Are you checking your credit score?
Huh? Hold on.
You just can't. You can't buy a house with no money. You have to have some type of funds. You're going to have closing costs on top of your down payment. You're going to have, inspections, appraisals. You're going to have things going into that house that are going to cost money.
Right.
So you have to have that savings built up.
So what if they qualify for 100% financing, what should they expect? Actually, I'll give you a even better example. If I qualify for 100% financing and I found a builder that's going to cover my closing costs.
That's great.
That's great.
That's great.
That's a great scenario.
The reality of it is most of the new builds, the incentives that the builders offer aren't going to cover all of your closing costs.
Okay.
They may cover a majority of your closing costs, but not all of your closing costs. And you're still going to have, your appraisal, which can range, $500 to $700 depending on the lender. If you want to have inspections done, that's still an out-of-pocket expense for you.
Right.
So there's still cost. And most of the time, a builder isn't going to start building you a house without some money up front anyway. It don't matter if you 100% financed or not. Most builders require at least 1% of the purchase price of the house.
So that I would need to put down?
Yeah.
Is that the earnest money?
Yes.
Okay. See? And we just talked about that. Earnest money. Can you explain to the people what earnest money is?
The earnest money is basically your money that says, I want to buy this house, and it takes that house off the market for you. So that builder is taking that house off the market because you want that house. And so they can't market it to other people. They can't sell it to someone else. It kind of holds. Now, it's a credit to you at closing. So it is a credit to you, but it's just a safe hold, basically.
I get it back.
You get it back at closing.
When I'm closing and signing the paperwork and getting my keys, then I'm going to get that back.
Well, they will apply it. So if you have additional closing costs that need to be paid, they may apply that $1,000 to the closing cost.
I got a check.
Well, some people do. If let's say you get 100% financing and the builder's offering a $5,000 incentive, and let's say the $5,000, just for the sake of argument, it covers all your closing costs, then yes, you could get a check back for that $1,000.
Right.
But generally speaking, they're going to use that money maybe even to buy down your interest rate.
Which is important.
Right. The key word is trends.
Trends.
Yeah.
Is that with a Z or S?
A S.
Not the urban trends. So don't go.
Get through these last two real quick.
Let's go.
I got three. Look, you got us going. Interest rates super low. So that benefits the buyer, of course, because you can buy more house with the interest rates being low. So it helps in the affordability.
Explain that. You got time.
No,
you got a lot of stuff to cover.
Yeah.
Future episode.
We didn't even get to how this impacts the sellers, so we'll do that next Real Estate Wednesday.
I'm going to sit over here and just be quiet so you can get through your episode.
Online real estate services. So that's another trend. We're seeing a lot of virtual tours, a lot of virtual real estate agents, going through Zillow for selling your house and things like that. Before COVID, that was. So I guess they're saying that's going to come back in 2021, the virtual. So there's some pros and cons to that. You want to understand that you get what you pay for. So even though a virtual agent may charge less to help you buy a house or find a home and take you through the process, they're probably going to be a whole lot less engaged. It's like a middle ground, but again, you get what you pay for. When you're selling your house, if you're doing it through a virtual agent, again, you get what you pay for. They're not going to be as involved with someone sitting right in front of you. Go ahead.
I don't want to interrupt because I know you. Well, go ahead.
No, go.
No, go ahead.
No, jump in.
Oh no, go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I
had the drum on her.
I can always come back next week because we're gonna dive into all of these topics like really in depth, because it's important for people to understand what is going to happen next. Because you have a lot of people saying, well, I don't want to sell my house till the beginning of the year. I don't want to buy a house till the beginning of the year. So they need to know what they're walking into with what the new year brings.
Well, I was just going to bring up on the subject that you just talked about, and it made me think about with Jason and the client is like on the border of Georgia. Mm-hmm. And he said, well, let me refer you down because that agent down there has more experience of the area instead of me just trying to do everything virtual.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And a lot of people need that person with them that's walking the house with them, because looking at something in person is different than seeing it in picture form every time.
Every time.
Even seeing it on a camera, on a video. It's going to look different than it does seeing it in person. Walking it in person. Seeing how the floors creak when you walk over them in person. Looking at the ceilings. Looking at different things to make sure there's no leaks and things like that. So, in person is always better, in my opinion.
No, I agree. Definitely. And that's anything that you do. It's like a car. You see a car online, like, oh, that car looks beautiful. And then you get there and, hold on, that paint, I didn't see that dent. And or it didn't sound like that after it's crunk up. And
So, I mean, being able to actually walk through the property is very important. So, the last thing is, this is interesting.
Okay.
Risky buying options, more accessible.
Is that like a RB? That sounded like it would be like an acronym.
So, in this, they're talking about rent to own, which we haven't really talked a whole lot about rent to own yet. But rent to own can be good for someone who isn't quite credit ready to go out and get a mortgage on their own. But it does come with some downsides, because you may end up paying more up front, so more money to move into the property. Your rent is more than likely going to be higher, because not only is that owner paying the mortgage that they own on the property, they're going to want a profit as well.
Yep, that's true.
So, you end up, and they may say, well, we'll take X amount and put it towards the purchase of the home, right? But if you default on the contract, all that money goes away.
Or you may find a house that's
better.
Like, wow, I want to
and
move
then
now.
You may be responsible for maintenance while you're living there, repairs. So you're spending money out on the home that you may not actually ever buy.
Right.
So there's that. And also, which we don't see this too much, but I have seen some of this online, and that's loans for down payment.
Okay.
Which a lot of lenders don't do. But if you have to take out a loan for your down payment, then you probably don't need to be buying a house.
Right.
Because that means that you aren't financially equipped to go into the purchase of that home. So that's the 5 trends going into 2021. We'll break down the seller's side of those next week.
Guys, you heard it. That was good. I'm going to have to give you a round of applause of that.
All right, thanks.
And they're at home right now watching like, if you guys are interested or you need more information, they can contact the Pyramid Group with Keller Williams.
Yes.
And the number is?
864-249-1437.
If you guys are trying to become a homeowner, that's the number to call. That's the group, the Pyramid Group.
If you have questions, call us, and we'll be more than happy to help you.
If you're in the upstate of South Carolina, if I'm in Miami, I still call you guys if I got questions, and you would do what?
Refer you to an expert in your area.
Bam.
We have them everywhere.
That's right. YMA Wealth, YMA Nation.
YMA Nation.
YMA Nation podcast episode number 21 is wrapped up.
There's my music.
You were waiting on the music, huh? Hey, what you guys don't see is her dancing when the music first come on. And it's 10 times like that. Anyway, so guys, thank you for joining us for YMA Nation Podcast, episode number 21.
Yeah.
We'll see you guys
What do
on
we got next?
Friday football.
Friday football.
Oh, man, the
man.
weekend. The weekend.
Yeah.
I'm ready to talk about Alabama, Clemson. I'm ready.
All of it.
All of it. All of it. We'll see you guys on Friday for Friday football. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe.
Subscribe, guys.
Subscribe. You heard it. What are you waiting on? Do
For
it.
that $1,000.
Do it. Do it. Do it. We're going to give away $1,000 on New Year's.
New Year's.
Oh,
What?
New Year's Eve. New Year's
Yeah.
Eve. Yeah, because New Year's, that's the actual day. New
Yeah.
Year's Eve. Guys, thank you so
Y'all
much.
ain't ready.
They
They're
ain't
not
ready.
ready. They're not ready.
View with the boss's view. You gotta sacrifice. You wanna move like bosses move.
YMA, Young Millionaires Association. Yeah, see, that's the association. Joe.